Yo, how's it going, you guys? It's Marshall here. We're actually in Vancouver right now, and just picked up this M3. I'm gonna keep this intro super quick because I'm pressed for time, but I'm gonna go to the border. It's about 30 minutes from here. Get this car imported. Yeah, I'm gonna try to bust out this 21-hour drive. I want to get at least 8 to 10 hours in today, so I'm gonna keep this short, but just want to hit it with the intro. Phoenix yellow E46. So we're driving around Vancouver right now. We gotta get 40. It's gonna take me 36 minutes till I hit the border. Yeah, but I mean, I haven't even had the chance to look at the car. It literally just showed me it. Haven't checked out any of it, so all right, you guys, we're at the border. I got all the paperwork in order, so hopefully this doesn't take too long. It's looking like it'll probably take an hour or so for them to come out and verify everything and have me pay for it. You guys, we got the paperwork signed and everything. It took about a good hour. I don't really want to film it here, so just making this real quick, and gonna get out of here and go to a gas station and fill up. So we just hopped on the freeway 5 South. Not really gonna film anything today. I'm just trying to bump this out. Like I said, it's a 21-hour total drive, so I'm just trying to see how far I can get. My plan is to take a little nap in the car after I get tired, but I want to do at least 8 hours today. Try to get to San Fran by tomorrow afternoon. But for now, you guys, you know, not really gonna show much. Just trying to get down there. Want to bump out this drive, and yeah, check back in. Alright, here's the car. Alright, first fill up done, boys. Let's see where we're at. We're at, yeah, so this car holds like 15 gallons. Let's see how far we get on this first tank. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to show you guys. Like I said before, let's see how far we can get first night. But here's the car. CSL trunk, Phoenix yellow, HRS wheels. Yeah, it's pretty cold out here. The only thing I can say so far is because we got this AC Schnitzer shift knob and it's metal and the shit's freezing. Alright, boys, we're approaching Seattle. It's about 8 p.m. Yeah, so far nothing eventful. Just highway driving, you know. Not going too fast. Seen a lot of cops pulling people over already, so just keeping it nice and easy. We're at Seattle right now. It's about 10:30 now. Pulling up into Portland, Oregon. Alright, you guys, we just drove like 1,200 kilometers. Gonna nap for like 4 hours. 0 degrees out here, but yeah. And I'll show you guys the car tomorrow because I haven't even really gotten to look at the car. I just hopped in it, drove it, and wanted to make as much road as possible. So I'm gonna take a quick nap, probably 4 hours or so, and then see you guys tomorrow morning. I'll show you guys the car in the daylight. I'm gonna go brush my teeth in the bathroom over there, and then I'm gonna get on the way, get on the road again. Whew, I don't know if you can see the negative 0.5 Celsius out here, man. Whew. Yeah. Let me get outside and show you guys the setup where we crashed for the night. This is where we stayed. Yeah, so I had, see all the way back, I had my blanket even. But I had the blanket and the face mask, but whew, still wasn't enough, man. I'm freezing. Just trucking along, straight to the fog so far. God, I'm just pulling over because I hit a deer, or I clipped him, and I want to see what it did to the car. Alright, God. Whew, that scared me. Thankfully, it looks like nothing happened. Yeah, so, sun's about to rise up. It was crazy fog, and out of nowhere there was a deer, so I thought I heard I clipped it, but thankfully nothing happened, so let's get back on the road. Ooh, that scared me, man. I really thought I clipped that deer because I heard a little thing. That thing scared the hell out of me. It came out of nowhere. Sun's coming up. Shit, where are we? Medford, another 7 hours to San Fran. Woo, let's bust this out. So we got like 5 hours left only till San Fran. We're gonna gas up. I'm gonna gas up the car, fill up the tank, should be good to get to San Fran, and I'm gonna get myself some fuel too, because I need to get some food in me. Yeah, then we'll do that. And the sunlight's finally out, so I can finally get you guys some shots, some actual shots, talk about the car and whatnot. Yo, how's it going, you guys? So, you know, we're driving down to San Fran, filled up, and the sun's finally out, so I can finally get you guys some shots. So what we're doing right now is, you know, we're trying to get down. I didn't talk about it before, but the challenge that I made for myself right now is I'm trying to get down to LA by 6 p.m. to watch the Clippers play the Jazz. And so it's basically doing this whole drive in 24 hours. So Vancouver, Canada, importing a car and getting it down to Staples Center, Los Angeles in 24 hours. Yesterday, basically, I went to the guy's place. I flew in, got to the guy's place around 4:30 p.m. and just got the car. Didn't even really look at it, just got the paper, keys, and then started my way down. So that's what we're trying to do. So I think I haven't really talked about the car yet in the video because I haven't had the time and I haven't had sunlight. So, you know, now that we have some time to talk about it, let's go ahead and talk about why I chose to pick up this E46 M3. Why am I doing this 21-hour drive in 24 hours? Why did I buy this specific one? So, to go on that, I just want to talk about, you know, real quick, what am I looking for in general when I'm trying to buy an E46 M3? And the first three things is there's three main things I'm looking for just in general for any E46 M3, and that is going to be clean title, true 6-speed manual, and the color, the spec, right? So in terms of color, you know, I'm not a really big fan of black, gray, or silver. This kind of boring, and you know, for car guys, it's just less desirable, right? It's going to be a lot easier to sell, you know, the colors that people are looking for, like any of the blues, Alpine white, and then lastly this Phoenix yellow color. So of course you have your blue colors like the nice Topaz, Interlagos, of course, Mystic's chill as well. It's probably my least favorite out of the blues, and then of course the Holy Grail to me are the best color ever made in general, Laguna Seca blue. And then Alpine white is always, you know, it's just, you can't go wrong with white. White just looks good, especially when you get the right wheels. You can put any wheels on the Alpine white, especially at M3. Oh my god, it'll look sexy, right? And then lastly, you have this polarizing color here. You either love it or hate it, the Phoenix yellow. I'm pretty indifferent on it, but honestly, even if you don't like it, it just makes it cool if you know, like, knowing that this is an exclusive E46 M3 exclusive color, sort of like Laguna Seca blue. It just makes it cool that, you know, you can only sort of get it on this car. And, you know, of course, unless you buy individual spec color or you get a special order, right? But for the most part, you know, this is the only factory option car with Phoenix yellow. So that in itself just makes it cool. It makes it rare. Honestly, think about the last time you've seen a Phoenix yellow in person or in the wild on the street. And I was trying to think about that before I picked up this car, and I don't think I've seen one in years, like at least 4 to 5 years, because I can't even remember off the top of my head, you know, even seeing one of these, or even remember seeing one unless I go way back when this car was pretty new. Versus, you know, I'll see a Laguna Seca blue, you know, they're still very rare, but I'll see one every 1 or 2 months around SoCal driving around. But a Phoenix yellow, I can't even remember the last time I've saw one. I don't know what it's like in your area, but definitely I think the Phoenix yellow is a much more rare color than the Laguna Seca blue, which is kind of cool because of the two sort of E46 M3 exclusive colors. But just that rarity kind of makes the color cool. And I'll tell you, I'm very indifferent on the color. I don't love it, I don't hate it, but it's very polarizing, and
In person though, it looks 20 times better than it does in photos. This color is definitely growing on me now that I'm seeing it in person. It definitely looks a lot better the way the sun hits the metallic. It looks pretty cool, and it's definitely very unique and special, especially compared to everything else on the road in terms of the color. Right, so those are just the general 3 things that I'm looking for when I'm looking for an M3, right? Obviously clean title, just don't like dealing with salvage titles, and a true 6-speed. You know, of course you can convert this SMG and have all the fun of the manual for a lot cheaper, but I just like the idea of a factory spec'd out 6-speed car. And then of course the color, last thing for me. So you got those 3 things, and then let's talk about specifically why this M3, right? Well, let me get some water here. All right, so you have those 3 general things. Well, let's talk about now specifically why this M3. So obviously it checks those 3 boxes, right? Clean title, true 6-speed, and it's Phoenix yellow on a black interior. So then why pick up this specific one though? And the main reason is beyond it being a good price, it was a good price with plus all the added modifications that are on this car. And when you look at this car, it's kind of funny because it's pretty period correct for the era in terms of like what the tuner world was really into back then. And it's definitely not the most pleasing thing now in today's scene, or like sort of what I prefer. Like I definitely would not mod this car to look like how it looks right now at all. But when I look at it, it just screams early 2000s. Like when this car was brand new and this guy did this stuff to this car, it probably was like the hottest thing on the road, right? It's like definitely what would come out straight out of like a Euro import magazine tuner mod in 2003, 2004, right? So let's just talk about some of the stuff that's on it. And of course, we got to start off with the 2 carbon pieces on the car. We have the Vorsteiner, which is one of the most quality hoods you can buy of this, the Vorsteiner GTR carbon fiber hood. And then in the rear, we have just the Sieben carbon fiber CSL trunk. And of course, they're unpainted. And of course, now, you know, it would look 50 times better to have it paint matched. But, you know, back in the day when carbon fiber was brand new, you gotta let everyone know you have the carbon fiber on your car, and you can't paint that stuff. So, like I said, very period correct for the era, but, you know, 2 very nice parts. The hood, I used to love as a kid growing up, but now I think it's a little too messy for the M3. I kind of like the clean OEM hood more. And then the CSL trunk, I think, is the number one thing you have to have on an E46. It just makes the car. If you have one of these, if you have an M3 especially, you gotta buy the CSL trunk. I mean, it's iconic. Literally, I can name every single car out there pretty much there's some sort of replica or like CSL style trunk that they've made because this trunk just looks so damn good on this car. Like, I know like one of the cars that has all the time, like I always see Evos with it. I know with the S2000, like one of my favorite trunk lids is basically a CSL ripoff. But yeah, it's just such a good design that like every aftermarket manufacturer has made some sort of design for other models of cars after it because it looks so good on the car. So we have those 2 things, the 2 carbon pieces, and then next up, let's talk about it has these HRE wheels. I think they're 540Rs. They're paint matched to the car, of course. Very, like I said, period correct 03 tuner hot boy of the time. And it just looks funny, you know, like it's not what I would do now to the car, but imagine this car brand new rolling down the street with all these nice parts on it. So you got HRE 540Rs already. I mean, they look kind of dated, but they do look a lot better if they were polished and not paint matched. But still, you know, not my number one wheel for this car right now. But like I said, they're HRE 540Rs, very expensive wheels. So got these expensive wheels on there. I think it's on AC Schnitzer struts, shocks and struts. It also has a lot of AC Schnitzer parts, which if you're unfamiliar with the BMW world is sort of like, I guess I can say it's like the spoon, like Honda is spoon or Mugen is a spoon. It's like AC Schnitzer to BMW. You know, it's like old discontinued stuff that you can't buy that's super expensive. So in the rear we have the AC Schnitzer rear diffuser, which is very hard to find, expensive little piece for this car. Oh my God, there's a bunch of deer. Woo, it scared me. Woo, because one was right. I like nicked one earlier. I like grazed the deer earlier on this drive. Damn. Okay, yeah, so the HG Schnitzer rear diffuser, right? It's got it's just really hard to come by, and it's really expensive. And then in terms of engine performance stuff, it has just two things, but two very nice expensive things. So in the front we have this intake, and it's made by Group M, and it's carbon Kevlar. And I want you to guess how much you think that intake is retail right now if you were to buy it online. I looked it up, and it's kind of in an astronomical like $2,600 or something. So it's basically like $3,000 with shipping and tax. So it's like a $2,800 to $3,000 intake on this car, new, which is insane, right? And then we have an Eisenman exhaust, which is also very expensive. So this car's got a lot of expensive stuff on it, like I said. And then coming into the inside, we even have a HG Schnitzer short throw shifter kit in here. Another nice piece, as well as a HG Schnitzer parking brake handle. Another nice piece. It also has HG Schnitzer front and rear strut bars. So a lot of nice stuff that back in like 03, 04 was the hottest stuff you could put on one of these things. Oh, and I almost forgot, it has Haman side skirts. And all the stuff on this car are real too. There's no fake stuff, besides like the trunk. So yeah, a lot of nice stuff. It's Haman, or I don't know how it's pronounced, but whatever. I'm not gonna call it Hammond. I don't think it's pronounced Hammond, but I think it's Haman. Haman sounds German. So Haman side skirts. And then also inside it's got, very, like I said, period correct of early 2000s, silver carbon fiber trim. And in the photos it looks kind of tacky and a little dated, but in real life this carbon fiber trim is so nice. Like, this is really high quality trim in here, and it looks really nice. And I see what they're going for. They're going for like that brushed aluminum look, but in carbon fiber. And I thought it was a little tacky, but seeing it in person, the weave is super nice. It's even on the back armrest as well. So, a lot of nice stuff in here. Like, this can't be cheap, because this weave is really nice on this carbon fiber itself. It's nice where you can tell it's not a 4D layer vinyl wrap as soon as you look at it, because it just looks really nice. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. I mean, the parts, beyond getting a good deal on the car already, the parts on this car pretty much pays for half of the car. So, a lot of nice parts on here. Oh, it also has Denon Stage 1 software, which is an added bonus. So yeah, a lot of nice parts on here. That's why I picked it up. It was a good price as well. And that's why we're driving it from Vancouver to LA. Oh, and then lastly, here's another thing that you should be looking for if you're looking for E46 M3 is factor in those 3 big maintenance things that everyone talks about. Yes, it's like talked about it too much, but like that's because they're expensive and you're gonna probably do it. Like, you're not gonna buy this car and the Vanos isn't done. You're not gonna drive it around and you just want to get the Vanos done for, if you're gonna own the car. Or even if the subframe is fine and it's not reinforced, you're just gonna want to do it, right? Like, just because. Like, why would you not do that stuff just to have that peace of mind while you're driving the car, and so you can enjoy it and do whatever you want to it and not worry about catastrophic failure to your car. So this car, has the rod bearings done because the recall needed to be done. It has to be done. That's one of the things you do need to import a car into the US is all recalls have to be done on the car. But it's probably going to need Vanos, and the subframe definitely needs to be reinforced. So 2 things I factored into the price and are ready, and was what I factored into the price and before buying it. But, just keep those 3 things in mind, because they are very expensive. And you're probably going to want to do them if they're not done to the car. So keep that in mind with the price. Yeah. So we're shooting down to San Fran. We're going to go meet up somebody to pick up Phoenix Yellow OEM side skirts, actually. And then that's the only reason we're going to make a stop in San Fran, and then we're going to be off to Staples Center. So hopefully let's make it before 6 p.m. Let's see if we can do this. And I'll check back in with you guys.
So this is the 5 in California. Now that we're in California, this is how exciting it is. Yeah, it's just straight flat from here till you hit SF, and then from SF to LA, basically it just is this fun. Yeah, so trucking down. I think 2 more hours until we hit San Fran, another 300 something miles. Yep. Entering Oakland, wouldn't be entering a city without some nice old traffic, huh? Alright you guys, so we're in San Fran. I got the Phoenix yellow side skirts and a diffuser for the car, but fuck dude, it says we're gonna get there at 7, so let's try to cut that down. But regardless, I'm gonna go back to LA. So LA, Vancouver to LA, 24 hours, let's get it. Alright you guys, as you can see, you know, we just got out of the city, but we were trying to kind of haul ass out there, trying to cut through traffic, but can't really do it in the city. We're finally out, we're making some ground, headed to LA. But yeah, pretty funny. There was a E46 M3 pulled up right next to me as I was like kind of going down the street, and out of nowhere he just starts going from like 80 to like probably was going like 120 and just cut through traffic. I couldn't even see him. I was like, I didn't really want to play with him, but I started following a little bit, you know, because I'm kind of in a hurry, so I was going a little fast. Got up to like 120, and then probably 30 seconds down, I see a sheriff parked right on the side. Woo! And then like literally no kidding, like 30 seconds later, he's right up following me right behind me in the lane. I see him in the rear view. I'm like, I just accept it. I'm like, all right, getting pulled over. I'm the bright yellow, Phoenix yellow M3, no license plate. I'm fucked. But he just keeps going. He goes through traffic, and I'm like, woo! I think he wants that M3. It was a black E46, and he was hauling ass. But pretty funny. So I see him about 2 minutes later down the highway, and I'm like, yep, he was going after that M3, and I check, I'm like, oh, who'd he get? Who'd he get? And it's a brand new F80 335. And I'm like, you got the wrong guy. I wonder what that guy's saying. And the cop's probably like, oh, I saw you, I don't believe you. But damn, I dodged a bullet. I was for sure, thought I was like, all right, I'm fucked. Got no license plates. I was going like 115. Or actually, I was going 65 miles per hour. But yeah. So, trying to cut some time. Still says we're gonna get there at 7. See if we can get there before halftime. 4 hours, 40 minutes. We'll check back in, boys. Damn, I guess there must have been like a crash on the 5, because it's detouring me on this road for 30 miles and then coming back on the 5. So that's probably why I'm not making time anymore. Probably some sort of accident, but in case you don't live in the US, people here have no idea what the difference between the right lane and the left lane is on a 2-lane road. So you get a lot of this. We try to cut the town down, boys, but honestly there's just way too much traffic. Like, I've been trying, but no matter what, you get stuck behind a little convoy like this, so it doesn't really matter what you do. Shaved off like 10, 15, or 20 minutes since the beginning first time, so, but still. Ooh, can you guys see? We made it, boys, Jesus. 6:56, so, you know, 26 hours, boys. We made it here. 24-hour challenge. I mean, technically it was 26 hours, but whatever, I'm gonna say it was 24 hours. Vancouver to LA. We're in the Clippers parking lot right now. Gonna watch the second half of this game, get me a beer. I mean, this car is great. Got me down here, no issues, and watch the game, and till next time you guys, peace. I beat this guy to the game, dude. Even beat this guy to the game, dude. He said there was too much traffic on the 5. Ooh. Wax.
Howard's here, got us in. Halftime just started. We made it.
Cheers, bro.